Welcome everyone. This is the Green City podcast number 5. Today our guests are Amir Ahmed. He's the founder and CEO of washeco, and Iki Ahmed. He's the director and operations manager of washeco. Welcome guys. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good, thank you. Doing good, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more about what is washeco?
So washeco is basically a waterless car wash company. We go to our customers' houses, offices, car parks, wherever they want us to go, clean their car without using water, using electric, Henry Hoover, and all eco-friendly products and stuff like that. So yeah.
With an electric scooter, so there's
Yeah.
no carbon footprint.
Beautiful. And what's the story behind the company? How did you choose to embark in this journey?
I was on YouTube one day and I saw the idea and I looked to see if anyone else was doing it in the UK, and there was only one other company doing it in the UK. So I thought, you know what, we were in lockdown anyway at this point. So I thought, instead of not doing anything, I might as well just go out and try something, and yeah, that's how it started.
It was an idea spawned out of lockdown, basically. So Amir came up with this idea, which I think is fantastic, especially with the state of the world at the moment, with all the plastics and the waste and the carbon footprint, etc., etc. Amir came up with this idea of an eco-friendly car cleaning business.
Yeah, to me, I never heard of something like that. Can you tell us a bit more about the technology? How do you use not water in your service?
Well, basically, they're products that we source, Amir sourced from the US, and they're products that are used quite extensively in essentially hot countries that don't have an awful lot of water. The Middle East, Far East, a lot of the southern states in America. And essentially, they're just eco-friendly products that are used, with a small amount of water. It's not zero water. There's a small amount of water used, basically, but it's saving 200 liters of water per car clean.
Per car, yeah.
That's amazing. And what's your biggest challenge so far?
As a company,
Yeah.
ooh, it's a good one. I would say the biggest challenge has been how fast it's grown and how to keep up with the demand of the customers and stuff like that.
Oh, that's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem to be there, but that's probably our biggest problem at the moment. Yeah.
And how are you preparing to solve it?
Well, what we plan on doing is just to keep going, expand it, get more people, get more bikes, service the customer base that are interested in what we do. I think there's a lot of people that are interested in the whole eco thing, basically. So that's our ethos, basically, is to kind of have like a zero carbon footprint, and also to just to be able to, get the word out there that, you don't have to sit for 45 minutes in a line waiting to get your car washed, and then come out and it's still not the way you wanted it cleaned, and also, all that kind of inconvenience, time wasting, water wasting, chemical wasting, all that kind of thing, really. So that's the kind of ethos as well behind the company.
Great. And with that process of expansion and rapid expansion, one of the biggest problems I have encountered in companies are finding the right people. How do you find that people that are passionate about your project and they want to work on your company?
It's hit and miss, really, looking for people, for staff, basically. I mean, some people get the ethos and are keen on joining and want to stay, and it's not for some other people, basically. So it's just, that is a challenge as well, kind of getting the right people. But again, I think that will come with time. Once people know, understand and believe in what we're doing, then I think people will be able to recruit quite extensively then from that point onwards.
Yeah.
Great. And can you tell us a bit more about that journey from the idea to I got my first customer? Because to me, this is a great startup for any part of the world they can start. So I would love if you can inspire others to do the same. That would be great. So can you share with us that journey?
So I found the idea. First thing I did was look for a name. You have to look for a name. Like that's honestly the first thing you have to do. And you have to find a domain name, like a website. You know, domain names. You have to, I just made a website myself. And
Yeah, he
then
made his own website, which I thought was incredible, basically.
made a logo. And then literally I went on Facebook, you know, Facebook groups, like local Facebook groups in my area. And I said, you know, what did I say to them? Said, I'm starting a new company. It's a waterless car cleaning company. If you'd like to try us out, book in through the website. And then ever since then, it's just been going up and up.
It's just been crazy since then, basically.
Yeah.
That's good to know, because that means that people are actually interested in this type of companies and this type of services.
Yeah. 100%.
So your main marketing strategy is through word of mouth, basically.
To word of mouth at the moment, because what we want to do is expand the company organically, not become like a corporate thing. You know, that's not our ethos, basically. And it's just to get the right people on board so that they grow with us as a company, because we're a young company. We've not been going that long, basically, and it's just getting people that believe in us, basically, and believe in the concept and the idea. So the whole idea about marketing at the moment is to service what we're able to service, rather than expand it too quickly and not be able to service the customers, basically.
So you rather to focus on customer service, maintain that as a quality premium, and can you tell us a bit more how the process works behind, like, if a person is interested in the service, how can they reach you?
It's very simple. It's really simple. It's a 3 or is it a 4-step booking
3
system? It's a 3-step booking system on the website. You go onto the website, you look at the various packages that we offer, you choose the right package, you select the size of your car, and then you book it. It's that simple. Give us a date and a time, and if that slot is available, you book it in, and that's it. And that booking comes to us, we see it, we put it into our calendar, and then allocate the right staff member that's working in that area.
Beautiful. So do you have plans to expand to other parts? I mean, London is big enough, but do you want to expand it to other countries?
Well, I think at the moment, what we need to do is get it right and functioning properly in the UK first. That's the main thing. And then once we've got to that level, and then who knows, the world's our oyster, really, isn't it? So we'll just have to wait and see. But I think there's no point in running before you can walk.
Yeah, that's a good point. Can you tell us a bit more about what type of I'm interested in the bikes that you use. Like, there are electric ones. There's a company. What's the process behind choosing that reliable provider of your products and services?
Okay, so with the electric scooters that we have, again, that's all down to the carbon footprint. You know, it's just batteries that are charged. There's no chemicals coming out. There's no stuff coming out the exhaust, basically. So we're working quite closely with 2 companies, basically, because electric technology is still quite new in the UK, and we're working quite successfully with 2 companies that are providing us with electric bikes, and they look after us, basically, with all the servicing, with all the looking after the bikes, etc. But not an awful lot goes wrong with them, basically, because it's metal with batteries in there, basically. So there aren't that many mechanical components other than a few electrical components that make the bike work, basically. It's pretty straightforward stuff, really.
And that's an interesting part, the relationship with the people that give you the chemicals and the bikes. How do you create those relationships from start? Like if you don't know anybody, how you can start that relationship?
Just want to point out that there are no chemicals used. It's all eco-friendly products.
Okay.
Just to point that out, basically. So what was that question again, please?
Yeah, how do you start that relationship with the people that provide you with eco-friendly products or the bikes? How do you start that relationship with them?
Lots of phone calls. A lot of phone calls made.
Lots of emails.
Yeah, emails as well. We just tell them, we're a new company. We need some help. Can you help us? And then, yeah, that turns out they're nice people. So
I have to say that everyone that we're working with, people that are providers, service providers, product providers, have been incredibly supportive. Yeah. They understand what we're trying to do. They understand what we're trying to achieve. And also at the end of the day, if we succeed, then they succeed, because it means we buy more product from them, we buy more electric scooters from them. So it's at the end of the day, I guess it's down to it's business, isn't it, really? But what we're trying to do is do it in a nice, friendly, eco-friendly kind of way.
Yeah, that's what I love about eco businesses, because it's synergically working. Like it's good for the environment, but it's actually good for the economy. It's good for the people. Like that's why I focus on doing this type of podcast with green businesses, because I want to show examples of businesses that actually are profitable, but they're good for the environment. So I think that your guys are a great example. And I wanted to ask you, are you planning to expand this into other services, or are you focusing on just on washing cars?
My plan is to expand it into different eco-friendly cleaning services within the next few years, such as, window cleaning, house cleaning, all that type of stuff. But it comes with time, as Iki said.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it's a great foundation for everything else to build up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, and also just to point out that the business has only been going for like 8 months, so it's not like we've been going for years and years and years. Basically, we're still learning, we're still understanding how it all works. We've all made a few mistakes, which it's all, and those mistakes we all put down to experience, basically.
So how long have you since you got your first customer? Like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months?
How long has it been since the first customer?
First customer, from the idea to your first customer.
2 months.
That's super short time. Like,
yeah.
I think that's inspiring, because I think the type of business that you have is super fast to set up. Correct me if I'm wrong. And anyone in the world can start a business like this and start like a eco wave. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but it's a good side business, or like if you want to start any part in the world. Like I think it's very inspiring what your guys are doing, and to tell me that in just 2 months you can get your first customer, and the people that's actually interested and they're spreading the word, means that this is a good business template for others to replicate around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially, yeah, but we could have spent more time sort of setting up at the beginning, but we were quite keen on getting the business up and running as quickly as possible, really.
So you're more like an action type of person, more than the planning and just learning through the process.
I wouldn't say action. I wouldn't use the word action, basically. I mean, even when we set up the business and we were up and running, there was still a lot to do to get it to the point where we are today. So even though we'd started the business back in November of last year, there were still things that needed to be put into place. So the business was up and running, we were working, and we were still implementing parts of the business that hadn't been set up, basically. So we just thought there's no reason, because it was coming quite close to Christmas and the winter, we just thought if we get the word out, even though it was like autumn and the weather was changing, all that sort of stuff, but at least it gave us a couple of months sort of this side of Christmas to kind of like get a feel for what we're doing, what the customer base would be, what, how much product gets used, how the bikes work, all that kind of stuff, really. So it was a good it was a good platform to start seeing how things work, basically, from a setup point of view.
Great. And and, and I would like to know each one with the different position in the company. What's your biggest business lesson so far?
Ooh, that's a good question. Should I go first?
I need to think about this one, actually.
Yeah,
Don't
same.
worry.
I think
Business.
from my point of view, because I run the operations and stuff, it was just making sure all of the logistics fell into place. You know, from a customer point of view, from them booking in their clean to us being able to manage that and get the bookings right, get there on time, make sure I had all the products, make sure the bikes were all working, you know, make sure the people were all in place. So it's that, for me, was the toughest challenge so far.
And what are the tools that you use to organize your schedule, like to make everything works like a clockwork?
Yeah, so we're working quite closely with a website developer that specialises in booking systems, basically. So we've liaised with this company, and they have helped us set up a bespoke booking system that works for us, basically.
So we'll be able to see all our bookings within the website. So we just log into the back end of the website, and we can allocate bookings to certain staff members, and you know,
just simplifies stuff, basically, rather than, you know, because everything happens, because we're 7 days a week business, basically. Everything happens very quickly, so we need to react to that as quickly as possible.
So you're using technology as a tool to facilitate that work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is actually quite common in business now. I mean, every successful business, I think, has technology in place to help run that business, basically. I think gone are the days when you have a big board on the wall and you just mark Monday, 8 o'clock, which I remember doing when I started working, basically. There used to be a big whiteboard with, you know, weeks planned out, basically, and then you'd have certain jobs coming in, and then that was 8 o'clock, that was 10 o'clock, that's 12 o'clock, and it was all done manually, and all the paperwork was done manually as well. So this frees up, technology frees up a lot of time, both physical time and mental time as well. So you're not, so you're not forced to use a large amounts of your time, you know, preparing, planning, logistics, that sort of stuff, really. So technology has, again, helped speed success and the growth of the business, basically.
Because many times we see investments as expenditure, but it's actually an investment, because it will save you so much time and energy. And I didn't know that you could do that through the website. So it's great to know. Like, to me, it's a lesson for me. And thank you for that.
That's all right.
No, pleasure. No, that's good.
But going back to the question about what was our biggest business learning curve, for me, everything is new to me. Like, I've never had a business before. I'm only 21 years old. So yeah, everything in this business is a lesson for me.
But I have to say, it's a very quick learner.
Okay, that's like a superpower.
That's good. Plus,
Well,
also,
it's kind of, yeah.
well, it's a quick learner, and in this kind of business, you have to, like I said, react quickly, basically. So
100%.
we have to move quickly. I mean, the world moves so quickly now than it did when I was Amir's age, basically. So, and you just need to adapt. So, and which brings back to the technology thing, basically. So technology plays a big part now in how we adapt and run the business.
100%.
Well, you're an example that you don't have to be a super, like, you don't have to have experience or being old to start a business. Like, 21 years old, like I was in school, man. Like, your story is inspiring. Like, it shouldn't stop you to be young. And that's
sure.
great.
Yeah.
Any age you can start this sort of business as well. So yeah.
But one thing to point out in this kind of business, just from the office point of view, logistics point of view, and the physical work point of view, it's a tough business to be in. Basically, it's not like sitting at a desk, just shuffling papers and doing stuff on a computer. It is the job itself, with all the team that we've got out on the road. It's all physical, so that people do come back tired at the end of the day. So
yeah, it's very demanding for you, for everyone. Like it's 24/7, right? So you have to be on point. Do you guys ever take a break? Ever take a break?
We haven't
Sometimes,
yet. Not really. We've kind of like we haven't really had a break, have we?
Not a proper break, yeah.
We had some time off at Christmas because Amir had his 21st birthday in December and chose to take a couple of weeks off. So we decided to have those couple of weeks off, basically. But other than that, no, it's kind of like, I wouldn't say it's 24/7, but it's 7 days a week, basically. And then you need to be on it from like 7 in the morning till the last bike comes back, basically.
Yeah, I mean, during the growth stage of your business. So I mean, I'm for what I hear, you are passionate about this business. So it's not so much like it's not painful, but it's like you end up spent, but with energy. I don't know if you have that feeling.
Yeah. It's like you get tired, but it's all for the future, if you know what I mean. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Plus, you only get back what you put in if it's your own business, basically.
Yeah.
In business, you got to put the hours in, basically. It's not like a 9 to 5 where you get to work at 9, you have your lunch at 12, you do your work, and then at 5 o'clock you switch your computer off and go home. So that there are ups and there are downs for running your own business, basically.
Well, do you have any launch products or any events you want to share with the audience?
I'd say no at the moment, simply because we are again in that expansion stage, really. So it's good to get it to a level to then say, hey, look, we've got all of this in place. Then it's good to good to let people know about events and stuff that we're going to launch, etc., etc. So it's just, again, it's just a time thing before we're in a position that we could do that, really.
Perfect.
Yeah. We offer 10% discount to all our first customers, though.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Can you repeat that again? Like a discount?
We offer 10% discount to all new customers.
10% discount to new customers, guys. So everyone that wants to try out this service, you can go reach. How can they find you on your social media and your website?
Social media at washeco UK on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and website washeco.co.uk.
Great.
That's WASHECO. That's washeco.co.uk.
Perfect. Any final thoughts, guys? Like any final ideas that you want to share with any green business that are listening?
Go for it. That's what I think.
Keep it going. Let's make the world green.
Awesome. Well, that's it, guys. This was the Green City Podcast number 5. We were with Amir Ahmed, founder and CEO of washeco, and Iki Ahmed, director and operations manager of washeco. See you guys next time.